Right now at noon, one is dead following a head-on collision between a car and a semi on Highway 400.
Lots of clear skies across the 4 states, but we're tracking the next storm system. I'll have your work week forecast.
Plus, it's a 4-state legend that's been discussed since the 1800s. We take a first-hand look at the Joplin Spook Light.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us on KOAM News at Noon. I'm Caitlin O'Shaughnessy, and today's top story. A woman is killed in a head-on crash with a semi on Highway 400. Authorities say 78-year-old Nancy Davis of Marshfield, Missouri, crossed the center line while driving west on Highway 400 when she hit a semi headed eastbound. David was pronounced dead at the scene. The driver of the semi was taken to the hospital. A shooting outside of a wrestling match in Kansas City leaves 3 teenagers injured. Authorities say it happened Saturday outside the T-Mobile Center during a WWE event. All 3 teens were hospitalized and listed in stable condition. The T-Mobile Center went into lockdown until authorities cleared the scene. Still no word on any suspects or arrests.
All right, we're looking at mostly fair skies across the entire first rate area. You can see the clouds way off to the east with that storm system that affected us over the weekend with the chilly air. Traffic moving along pretty nicely at 20th and Range Line. You can also see a few cumulus clouds off in the distance this afternoon. We're going to see those clouds off and on. Radar is clear right now, so we're going to jump right past that. Yesterday, we were only 58 degrees for the high, so it was quite chilly after a start of 46. And it was chilly this morning across the area, but at least it wasn't 32 degrees like it was back in 1986. And we're looking outside right now in Joplin, a temperature of 57 degrees. Pittsburgh a little bit cooler at 56, but with the sunshine this afternoon, we're going to warm up pretty nicely. Don't forget to download the Skywatch weather app. You can do that in your Apple store. Also, be sure to download us on the Apple Fire TV, as well as Roku and Android. And of course, I'll have a complete look at your forecast, including a look at the week, coming up in just a little bit. Caitlin?
Thanks, Sam. Well, it's a 4-state legend that's been discussed since the 1800s. I'm talking about what's known as the Joplin Spook Light. Our own Tanya Bach met up with the 4-state man who showed us where to find it and a local folklore expert to learn the history behind the mystery.
Cross the creek, go around the house, come in the Witch's Holler, 3 miles and you're here.
Dean Walker is talking about how to find the Joplin Spook Light, a 4-state mystery he's personally witnessed at least 50 times since he was 5 years old.
Well, I've seen guys in a convertible shooting at it with shotguns and a 30-30. They just keep floating down the road.
The original name of the spook light was the Hornet Spook Light, named for a little village and cemetery here on the Missouri side. It was best seen around here in the 1920s and 30s, and then it migrated west into Oklahoma along 40 Road.
And that's actually where the major studies were done by the Corps of Engineers, etc. Then by the late 40s and 50s, it was seen more on 50 Road. And that's what people today call Spook Light Road.
Lisa Martin is a member of the Paranormal Science Lab investigation team and Dark Ozarks. She's written a handful of books about haunted places in southwest Missouri and is currently publishing a new series on regional folklore, with the first book featuring the Joplin Spook Light.
There are tales that it could be a miner. There are tales that it's a Civil War soldier. There are tales that go further back with some of the native lore that it's, Indian lovers or Indian princess who's lost, that kind of thing. The story that is repeated the most is of a farmer that went out looking for his lost children. And he took a lantern and the children never came back and he never came back, and so the light is the farmer's lantern and he's looking for his lost children.
Whatever the story, there's a draw to young and old to try to figure out the mystery behind the light.
We can say what it's not a lot easier than what it is.
And where it begins and ends. Walker took us to the Devil's Holler Crossroads, the intersection of East 40 and South 650 roads.
Goes through the ground somewhere down there. We never did find it. Went all over looking for it. We did find a bunch of graves, but we didn't know if it come out of that cemetery or what.
A lot of the main theories that have been put forward over time, even from the Corps of Engineers and the University of Missouri, etc., really don't add up. Everything from swamp gas, and there's not a lot of decaying organic matter down there, or car lights, don't really hold up for most of the experiences.
An experience my photographer Ty Perks and I couldn't resist.
You see anything there?
The two red lights near the top of the screen belong to a cell phone tower about a half a mile away on 50 Road. The light in the middle, could it be the spook light? We tested the headlight theory.
This would be where I turn. Right here.
Yep, that's you.
I'm gonna turn.
Definitely not the same light. A mile north on 40 Road, we had a different experience, this time with my camera.
Took all my battery. Just drained it.
And then, a few minutes later,
Ty, I see it in the tree.
You see it in the tree?
I see a light in the tree.
Are you looking straight up?
No, it's towards the bottom of the tree. Do you still see the light in my camera?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gone.
Which tree?
This big one. Right here. It was right at the base of it. Oh, whoa. I feel really cold.
Like it passed through me. It was so cold.
Oh.
I am freezing right now. Freezing. I saw something in this tree.
whether what I encountered was the spook light or not, the legend remains a popular topic for four-state locals like Walker.
Do you think it's an evil entity, or?
Just a mysterious light floating around.
Well, a word of warning, it's not as safe now to park along 500 Road since it has been paved and there's no shoulder. And because of excessive littering, authorities will issue tickets if you're caught parking there at night. Our videographer Ty Perks and reporter Tanya Bach got permission from the county sheriff before our investigation. And that's a look at today's top stories and weather in the four states region. Up next on KOAM News at Noon. From her roles in Three's Company and Step by Step to her workout videos and iconic Thigh Master, we remember the life and legacy of Suzanne Summers. And later, we're making city chicken. Little hint, it's not really chicken. Mr. Food is in the test kitchen and he'll explain. Actress Suzanne Summers, best known for her role on the television show Three's Company and various fitness and health business ventures, died Sunday at the age of 76.
To some, Suzanne Summers will forever be associated with Chrissy Snow.
I'm Chrissy. Hi. And this is Janet.
The cheerful blonde she played in Three's Company.
Take a step that is new.
Take a step that is new.
A farcical 1970s sitcom about the lives of two women and a man living under the same roof. She was fired after demanding equal pay with her male co-star John Ritter. Frequent TV and movie guest appearances eventually gave way to another sitcom opportunity in the 1990s when she starred in Step by Step.
Ooh, you are just, very cute.
Very nervous, aren't you?
Often typecast as the beautiful blonde in her screen roles, Summers was a shrewd businesswoman. She published dozens of health and wellness books and said she made hundreds of millions of dollars selling the Thigh Master, a personal fitness device.
Then I found Thigh Master.
And while she courted controversy for her outspoken views against mainstream treatments such as chemotherapy,
we women are the sickest women on the planet in the United States from excessive chemicalization.
She was admired for her courageous, decades-long fight against cancer.
You know, when things happen to you, you can choose either to be a victim, why me, poor me, why do bad things happen to me, or the other way is, all right, I've been dealt this blow, how can I learn from this, how can I grow spiritually and emotionally, and that's usually where I go.
Vladimir Dutit, CBS News.
Still to come on KOAM News at Noon, we see what's cooking with Mr. Food.
If it looks like chicken and cooks up like chicken, it must be chicken, right? Don't be so sure of that.
And we have a beautiful day across the four states and also more to come. I'll tell you all about that when we come back. Well, after a chilly weekend, we had a chilly start this morning with temperatures in the 30s and 40s, and now we're seeing lots of sunshine, and so we're going to warm up pretty nicely this afternoon. Radar's all clear right now, so we'll jump right past that. Looking at 20th and Range Line, it's a beautiful day out there. Traffic moving along pretty nicely, just a few cumulus clouds off in the distance. And from our tower cam here at the studios, just a beautiful day. Lots of cumulus clouds out there and blue sky. And taking a look at Pittsburgh, we're kind of taking a tour of the viewing area. US 69 and 520th East Avenue looking pretty good. And in Joplin, we're looking to the north and west. 57 degrees right now. Dew point is 43, so that's kind of low. And the humidity as a result is 59%, and a west-northwest wind at 12 miles per hour. In Pittsburgh, we're sitting at a temperature of 57 with a dew point of 40 and a humidity of 53%. And a north-northwest wind at 7 miles per hour. Across the region, we're looking at temperatures very nice, generally in the 50s and 60s. 57 in Lamar, Carthage, 54 in Monette, pick out your hometown, 61 in Neodesha, also 61 in Chinook. A little bit warmer off towards the west, even though most of the area is still under northwesterly winds. And planning your day, we're expecting a high of 62 degrees today. It's still kind of cool across the area, but at least it's not going to be as windy with lots of sunshine. And then tonight we're going to see a few more clouds. Another chilly night, even some possible frost in some of the colder valleys with northwesterly winds at around 0 to 5 miles per hour. That's what's going to allow the frost to form. Then as we head towards tomorrow, a little bit warmer. So we're beginning a slow warming trend. 68 tomorrow with a few clouds and temperatures starting to warm up. And notice our winds are going to turn around to the south and west at 5 to 10. That's a little bit warmer direction for us. And looking over the next 7 days, 62 this afternoon, and then tomorrow 68 degrees and milder. Then we have a next storm system rolling in late Wednesday into Thursday, but only a 20% chance of a shower with that system. Then look at next weekend. We're looking at temperatures in the 70s and 60s for highs and lows in the 40s. Just a beautiful weekend shaping up across the area. Then the next system will arrive around midweek next week with a 20 or 30% chance of showers at that point in time as well. Still in the drought situation. We definitely could use some more rainfall, but at least we got some nice weather to enjoy until we get it.
Tell you, those 70s look beautiful because I was out this weekend, as were you,
yes,
at the
right.
Maple Leaf
Over
Festival.
in Carthage, yeah.
Oh my goodness, was it cold.
I had to wear the heavy coat.
I was busting out the North Faces. I was like, it's too early for this.
Yeah,
so.
it was a little bit on the chilly side, but at least those days are gone. But now we have some nice weather to talk about.
Absolutely, thanks, Sam. Well, stick around because we're making city chicken in the Mr. Food Test kitchen. We'll be right back. It's time to check in with Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. Now, the name may be misleading, but city chicken is actually made with pork. You know, the other white meat. Because during the Great Depression, chicken was a bit hard to come by, so if you lived in the city, it was called city chicken. Now, the idea behind it is to make the meat look like it's chicken by giving it a good coat of breading and sticking them on a skewer, but no one anticipated just how good or how popular this recipe would be. Take a look.
I love when you get a chance to share a little bit of history behind a recipe. Like today's recipe, which came about during the Great Depression. Back then, unless you lived in a rural area, chickens were hard to come by. So folks ate a lot of pork and veal instead. Someone had the bright idea of skewering and breading cubes of meat so they would resemble chicken drumsticks. They called it city chicken, and everyone loved it. And it's done like this. First, we cut up some pork and veal into chunks and thread them onto bamboo skewers. Or if you want, you can use all of one or the other. Then we season them with salt and pepper. We dip them in some flour that we mix with a bit of poultry seasoning before coating them with a beaten egg. Finally, we roll them in some Italian breadcrumbs. Now we fry them until the coating is crispy, and we finish them off in the oven until the meat is cooked to perfection. You know, they really do look like chicken drumsticks. And when chicken became plentiful again, these juicy meaty kebabs remain just as popular as always. To get the recipe for city chicken, even though it's not really chicken, check out our website, or you can find it in our latest cookbook, the Ultimate Recipes Across America Cookbook. I'm Howard of the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a historically tasty way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
To find this recipe, along with many others, just head over to our website at KOAMnewsnow.com and click on Mr. Food. Now here's a look at the 4 state market prices. The Israel-Hamas conflict continues to escalate, and though the conflict is far away from home, some 4 state residents are directly impacted by it. Joplin resident Renat Nilsson is one of them. Originally from Israel, she moved to the United States 20 years ago, but is now seeing her twin sister dealing with the daily consequences of the conflict. KOAM's Fernanda Silva visited with Nilsson to understand how the war is affecting her and her family.
Renat Nielsen knows the fear many are facing in Israel and Palestine. Her twin sister, Irela, lives near Tel Aviv.
She hears the sirens. She hears the missiles. If it's close enough, the whole house will shake.
For Nielsen and the United Hebrew Congregation of Joplin, the Palestinians are as much victims as the Israelis. They say the Hamas are the ones to blame.
The Palestinians, who are not the organization, terror organizations, are friendly people, everyday hardworking people.
Hamas is an enemy of Israel, but they're also an enemy of the Palestinians. The way they treat the people in Palestine, for instance, they set up rocket launchers in schoolyards and in hospital yards. So they force a situation where if Israel is going to defend itself by attacking the rocket launchers, they're going to wind up attacking schools and hospitals.
With thousands of Palestinians and Israelis already victims, Nielsen fears for her sister.
They have a connection that no one else understands. And so losing her, I'll have nothing to live for. I love her. I don't know what I'll do if I lose her. I don't know.
Still, they're hopeful.
I want to believe it will be peace one day, but I'm not sure.
We're all hopeful that not only her and my family, but everyone in Israel, there will be no more casualties, no more killings.
In Joplin, Fernanda Silva, KOAM News.
And now let's take it over to Sam Lane for a final look at your weather.
All right, thank you very much, Caitlin. It's going to be a beautiful day across the area with temperatures in the 60s with partly cloudy skies. Then tomorrow, a little bit warmer, 68. Then the clouds increase as we go into Wednesday with the isolated showers late Wednesday into early Thursday, but still temperatures are going to be in the 70s. And next weekend looks perfect across the area with temperatures in the upper 60s, lower 70s, especially for all the parades and activities going on in Carthage. So a little bit chilly in the morning for the parade, but not too bad.
Excellent. Well, I look forward to being there.
Me too.
All right, well, coming up tonight at 5, a new study finds that decreasing opioid use after surgery doesn't lead to more pain for patients. Plus, caretakers of Peace Cemetery are getting ready for a walking tour this weekend. And Maple Leaf festivities continue through the week with tonight's Touch a Truck event. Join us for those stories and more on KOAM News at 5. And that'll be the news for now here. Thank you for joining us for KOAM News at Noon. Have a great rest of your day.